given the state of our nation during this time. I want to give honor to the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. He has given me the reign to be his daughter, and I'm grateful for that. And to him, I will always and forever be indebted to live my best, to do my best, and to live my best life for his will. I want to congratulate the reigning queen, Keita Powell, and the amazing Future Power Nation. Even though y'all beat us, I love you. I also want to give honor to my husband, Christopher Lawson King. For he is a constant encouragement, and he's always crowning me his queen every day, in every way. And when the odds were stacked against us, he was the coach in my ear telling me, Larinda, they don't have an answer for you. He's always also told me since the day I met him, he said, baby, you worth a meal. And I was like, oh. And now I want to take the time to ask everybody to give about 10 seconds to let our corporate staff know that Sapphire, that we're the best, we're number one, and that we want to give ourselves development, like the love that they need. So stand up and just thank you, David. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Julia. I also want to thank my unit, La Embassy Z. When it got to the end and they realized that we weren't even on target for the $1 million
La unidad suya, ¿cómo que se
position, they didn't allow the condition of the world that we were living in to affect them.
trabajadoras?
They kept pushing beyond their humanistic boundaries and believing that God said that we would be back-to-back million. Even though we weren't even on target all year. My unit is the epitome of being in the world and not of it, because what we accomplished was out of this world. Most people can't say that they hit the million preceding a pandemic and during an inflation.
That's right.
See, the goal is to always dream no matter what your circumstance in life is. When you have a dream, you don't change that dream. Nelson Mandela once said, it always seems impossible until it's done. You must push that dream through to reality until it comes to pass. And that is what happened this year. Everyone, let's give it up for one out of the 2 units that hit the million in Sapphire. Did you know that dreaming, listen, this is serious. Did you know that dreaming big is connected to so many promises? And the promises of dreamers are connected to nations of people. I believe that dreams come from God. Dreams are designed to be God's visions of plans lived out. I believe that dreams are God's way of showing you the expectation of what plans that He has for your life. Do you know how I know? Because when I was a little girl, I used to see me in lights on a big stage, talking to thousands of people. I saw it when I was a little girl. I saw it when I was a teenager. And I saw it when I was in my early 20s, and I thought it would never happen. And sometimes as a pastor, I would preach and I would cry and say, God, like, where are the thousands of people? But look where I'm standing today. Could it be that where I am standing right now is where God always intended for me to be? And that is what I thought was a dream, was really reality. In the moment that I was crowned queen last year, I also saw this same vision. And I heard a continual voice since I accepted my call 20 years ago to go to God's people, the nations of people that I believe He called me to. And that is why my future area is called La Nation. So, you best believe that dreams should not be deferred, because it could be you being disobedient. Something that God may have called you to. Those are your dreams, but God may have shown them to you. What if I told you that you were in the right place, at the right time, at the appointed time, divinely appointed, sitting here listening to me, and that while I am walking out God's dream for me, you are being divinely inspired to hold on to yours? I believe God put this together, like this whole day, this whole moment, this whole event, this whole time that you and I are living at the same time. But this is a part of your dream coming to pass. Somebody's going to hear this message, and somebody's going to catch fire. To one person, it will go in one ear and out the other. But to another, it will go in one ear and out the other, and explode on the stage of life to be displayed before all nations of people. Who is that person? Well, we celebrate being a two-time, back-to-back $1 million unit. I recall the fear that tried to stagnate us. Let's face it, fear is like a nightmare. Have you ever had a type of dream where you ripped you so bad that you couldn't move or speak, or even worse, you couldn't wake up? And when you did, your heart was pacing 1,000 beats a minute, sweat pulsing your face, and a chill of goosebumps down your spine. And all the while, as you were pushing and straining in that nightmare, all you wanted was for someone to say, "Wake up!" Have you ever felt that? Or am I the only one? Do you know that the world right now that we're living in is in a nightmare right now? We are barely out of the pandemic. And now with raising prices and inflation, and now according to the Federal Reserve, in 2 consecutive quarters of negative economic growth, with a 9.1 inflation rate, life seems everywhere like it's a nightmare. I'm sure this is how this year may have felt for some of you, pushing for your goals. You go out and you try to recruit, they say no. I'm in a nightmare. You push yourself, you hear no. I'm in a nightmare. And then you look at your dream and your vision board and your goal, and all you hear is, it doesn't look like it's going to happen, or it doesn't look like I'm going to make it. And it's just like the nightmare that I talked about. You start to feel gripped so much that you can't move, and you feel like you can't even speak, or even worse, you feel like you can't seem to wake up. Let me tell you, it didn't seem like we could move this year. There were things happening all around us, people dying, people hurting, gas prices. My Cadillac, I think it went from $50 to fill up to $80. I feel like I'm not going to wake up if I hear one more unit member tell me they can't do it, right? I felt like we had lost hope. The world seemed to have lost hope. We were losing sight of the dream. Proverbs 13:12 says, describes what losing hope actually does. It says, hope deferred, it makes the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled is a tree of life. Langston Hughes also describes what it means to lose hope. To not dream is horrible, right? It says, he has a poem that says, what happens to a dream deferred? What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun, or fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat, or crust and sugar over like syrupy sweets? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load, or does it explode Is your dream deferred? I'm going to talk to this side. Is your dream deferred? Did it dry up like a raisin in the sun? Are you still living in the nightmare of fear?
No.
The fear of what can go wrong is what causes our big dreams to seem like nightmares. But we have to have faith and hope. Are you willing to dream big this year? Are you willing to stay afraid and tell yourself you can't do it? You want to know what creates nightmares? People often have nightmares about things that are subconsciously that they're afraid of. According to the Universal Etymological English Dictionary, a nightmare is considered a disease when a man is in his sleep and supposes he has a great weight laying upon him. We too can be weighted with fear. Fear of like doing good, or if you do well and you excel, will you be able to like maintain it? Is that a real fear? Like fear of success or even failure. So instead of dreaming big, you kind of defer the dream. You kind of say, well, I'm just going to be a red jacket. I'm just going to stay right here. If your dream has been deferred, you are either allowing the nightmare of life to freeze you, or you are sleeping on the happiest moment of your life because you don't have faith anymore. So let me be your physical alarm clock today, to remind you to let go of your fear today and dream big. In Hebrews 11, we are taught that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. The activity is the evidence of the things not seen. With 2 months at the close of the year, my unit and I were barely at 800,000. There was no reason to believe that we could hit the million, let alone be in the top ranking. But somewhere along the way, my unit decided to dream big. How do I know? The activity is the evidence of things not seen. Booking, selling, recruiting. We didn't change the dream. When you have a dream and you do the activity related to achieving that dream, then you realize that you will become your best self at the end. When you put it all on the line, you know that in the end, you did all that you can do. You don't have to walk away feeling like a dream killer because you know you did what was necessary, one step closer, one step at a time to fulfilling the dream. Mary Kate Ash encouraged everyone to dream big. She was the queen of dreaming big and motivating others to dream big. I ask you, are you a dreamer or a dream killer? Dream killers are filled with a lot of fear. Dream killers are too afraid to move because they are afraid to fall. Dream killers give up and throw in the towel because the game to them is already over. Sapphire. We have always been told we are sapphire strong. And if we are sapphire strong, then we have to dream big because doubt is our biggest enemy. So I need your help. I want to tell you what a real dreamer is and what they do. Is that okay? Is it okay? Is it okay? For a little call and response. When I point to you, I want you to scream, wake up, as loud as you can, okay? Let's go over a few things, what real dreamers actually do. Real dreamers develop through grit. I'm going to say it again. Real dreamers develop through grit. Just in case the person next to you is like sleeping on my bed. Real dreamers maintain activity that's centered around the dream. dreamers connect the dream with God's plan for their life. Real dreamers push even when they don't believe or see it to be possible. Once again, I want to be your physical alarm clock today. Just in case your sister, again, is not only asleep, but she's in the middle of a nightmare. Gripped to her seat, in her same unit club, her same career path, her same status, mouth bolted shut, weighed down, too heavy to move. Be the reminder to dream big and let go of fear. Wake up! Be the reminder to tell her to wake up! We have to hold each other accountable. But in the face of everything going on in the world, as Sapphire Strong is who we are officially woke. Sapphire, this year will be your best year. I am pushing to get that purple ring. That means I have to do better than what I did 2 years ago. So who's with me? Anybody?